reach out to the government spokesperson momentarily to just also get his sentiment. This, as you're watching it right now, is a gas filling company near Kabansora in Embakasi, Nairobi County. And this is where the explosion happened just a few hours in getting into the witching hours of the night, as we've just heard from our reporter, Odi Francis there. Odi Francis, just momentarily, you spoke about the police commandant that he will be giving a brief. We're given to understand as well, maybe is also a briefing the upper reaches of government right now. Is that true?
So far, we are still on hold. We've been told to wait for the Nairobi commandant, that is
Odi Francis, with some also technical challenges but at least we've gotten the scope of the information that we need. And he's, of course, been bearing the brunt overnight together with the other multi-agency team that is comprising of Nairobi County Fire Brigade and the National Police Service, Kenya Red Cross as well, and the E+ ambulance, who are leading the efforts to combat the fire. As you can see, devastation there. This was an explosion, and you can see some of the gas cylinders there, embers of the charred, of course, wreckage within the gas plant there. And I just want to have with me my panelists who were set for the show this morning, but they're waking up to this somber news as well. And 2 people so far have died. And if maybe you're working around that area, you want to also be cautious a bit, because I know there can be a bit of inconvenience this morning, so that as they try to access, and many multi-agencies, as I've mentioned, are here, they're bound to be a bit of interruption with traffic. This is the latest we're waking up to. And by the way, also we have critical people who have sustained serious injuries. And we have our reporters on the ground at the Kenyatta National Hospital, and also Mama Lucy. We'll try also and hear from Mikey Hacker as well, and the Chief Officer of Disaster Management within Nairobi County, that is Bwana Bramwell. But let me just hear from our panelists this morning. I'm holding court, and I've created first time with Dr. Martin Olo, who is an advocate of the High Court. Also, we have Kipruto Arap Kirwa, who is a governance and policy analyst. We have also with us Professor Fred Ogola. Fred Ogola is an economist. We'll be joined momentarily as well by Dr. Isaac Kalua Green, who is the party leader of Green Action Party, Green Action Thinking Party. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Right. And maybe if we could just have the pictures back, so that at least my panelists can also be following that as we just speak over the pictures. Let's just hear from here. We hear from you, Dr. Martin Olo Sumba. This one, if I may just set the conversation, also takes us back to, was it 2008 there, 2007, when we had the Nakumat saga at the city center. It was due to a gas explosion, and I think also the government came up with some regulations regarding how the gas cylinders are handled in this country. But this was a gas plant, so these things sometimes they do happen. Very unfortunate. Good morning.
Morning, Dibal, and thank you for having me here. I think the most important thing that we should be looking at is to say any life that we lose as Kenyans is regrettable, and therefore we must pass our condolences to the families of those who have lost their lives. We wish to ask that God helps those who are critical to recover quickly, and also to pray that those in government also get the wisdom to intervene in a manner that is effective and also fairly long-lasting. Because these incidences of fire, I think this week alone, we have seen 2 instances of fire. I mean, apart from this one, there was the Mudhurwa one. And so what we are also seeing is to say, look, unless we prepare ourselves for these kinds of emergencies, unless we also take care of our various industrial, manufacturing, or productive activities, they are going to endanger life. It is enough to have a warning that a gas plant is one that is prone, or one that can easily be a danger to the neighboring, a danger to the citizens living around it. So in the first instance, therefore, if you're in this business, precaution, also the siting of these kinds of industrial activities ought to be in places that are actually fairly distant from crowds. Now, what you have seen here in Embakasi and what you saw the other day in Mudurwa are symptomatic of fairly dense, accidents like this happening in dense populations, and with it disastrous consequences. So basically what we should be saying is, look, we need to learn from this. Accidents do happen, no doubt about it, you can't blame anybody. But there are precautions, both in terms of professional engineering, in terms of construction, in terms of environmental. There are precautions that we need to take and enforce so that we do not have these kinds of disasters. And when they do, the damage or the effect should be minimal. So that's really what we should be praying for. Wisdom and the right action from those who enforce decisions and those who make decisions.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Industrial area, just the moniker or the name itself, gives you that idea that this is a preserve for just, industrial actions that are happening or activities so far. But, well, in the environment that we live in, we have also to have workers who are near the industrial place. But does this also just give room for maybe a review of legislations, especially in light of what is happening currently? Because if it's a gas explosion, truly, and we have 160, this number is ticking up, and in critical condition. So far, 2 people have succumbed, and we don't know what will be happening later in the day as we try and put tails on this particular story. Want to hear from you, Kipruto Rapkiro. Good morning.
Yeah, Ndibal, first of all, let me join my good friend Dr. Martin Olo in condoning with the families who have lost their loved ones. At the same time, wish fast recovery for those who are already hospitalized. Nonetheless, we know towns develop, and as they develop, certain areas which were seen to be far from human habitation and the city center get closer to us. Industrial area where Nairobi was what it was about 50 years ago was a bit far from a lot of congested residential places. More so given the fact that issues of settlement has given intense pressure to the population of Nairobi, such that people look for just humble abode, even in areas which are seen to be dangerous. I remember there were some other people who were living literally on the line that is supposed to be passing fuel through the normal pipeline. And those are some of the dangerous issues. So what we need to do is possibly to seek the wisdom of those who are responsible for certain regulations, so that when we are talking of environmental impact assessment, one of the issues is to see when you are locating an industrial plant, you allow it to be in a place